Okay, quick crash course video on the Cambodian Genocide. So going back to the beginning, the Vietnam War started in 1955, which was a conflict in Vietnam, given the name, and their neighbors, Laos and Cambodia, were inevitably both involved. This involved Cambodia, as in the Cambodian Civil War, which was fought between the Communist Party of Kampuchea, also known as the Khmer Rouge, against the Kingdom of Cambodia. After 5 years of fighting, the Khmer Rouge rose to victory and declared the country the Democratic Kampuchea. This war caused major displacement for citizens who were originally from rural areas and caused them to flood into the cities. The capital city, Phnom Penh, government established that 20,000% of the property in the country had been destroyed. 300,000 people died as a result of the war. While it seemed as the war came to an end that it could only go up from there, it was actually the complete opposite. With the declaration of Kampuchea, the Khmer Rouge took complete control of the country. This was led by dictator Pol Pot. Pol Pot and other leaders of the Khmer Rouge were inspired by the simple agrarian lifestyle that tribes in the northeast of Cambodia led. This consisted of living a simple life off of the land where everyone lived in harmony as equals. The Khmer Rouge's first goal in accomplishing this supposed utopia was that they were trying to drive the citizens out of the cities into rural areas. This started in the capital of Phnom Penh, where citizens were told to leave their home or face executions. Citizens that were seen as intellectuals or direct enemies of the government were immediately seen as threats to their lifestyles and were killed and put in mass graves. The rest of the citizens were put in labor camps where the food was minimal, the work was grueling. While approaching resistance, they took the teenagers away to new camps where the conditions were even worse. While many adults and teenagers were sent to camp to basically be brainwashed to agree with the lifestyle and agenda of the Khmer Rouge, they also were sending children off to war camps where they were to learn how to become soldiers. Halloween images depict children as young as 5 with guns walking around being taught how to take down anyone who opposes the Khmer Rouge agenda, including their own family members. If one could endure the unlivable conditions that these people were put into, they also had to conform or they would immediately be killed. By the end of the genocide, an estimated 2 million people from the Cambodian population had died, which was equivalent to around 25% of their current population. The amount of children casualties during the genocide caused the life expectancy in the year 1979 to dip all the way down to 19 years old. Khmer Rouge ruled and slaughtered Cambodia for 4 years from 1975 to 1979. The citizens of Cambodia were ironically saved by Vietnam, which backed the Khmer Rouge in the Cambodian Civil War. The Khmer Rouge started moving towards Vietnam to spread their domination, to which they responded by completely taking them down. The state after the genocide, while not pleasant, was far less dangerous. Almost 50 years later, Cambodia still has wounds from the genocide, but since then, their poverty has steadily decreased and their population has tripled from at the end of the genocide. While the United States had little to say in terms of this genocide, considering they had just been a part of the Vietnam War and were actually against the Cambodian government, the United States only recognized this as a genocide 10 years after it ended in 1989.